All right, let's do a little product overview. New body style slider, mounting brackets and sliders. So we have recently changed. You're going to notice there's 2 extra holes here in the slider bodies. These 4 are the normal 4 that we do for our own personal pattern, which is just the Calvert pattern. So all of our stuff uses that pattern. I forget what exactly it is. I could look it up, or you could look it up. But also the S10s that we make, the S10 parts that we make, or S10 sliders, use this 2-bolt pattern right there. So we've run into a couple of situations where it was like, hey man, we don't have slider bases and we need to go make some, or we don't have material or whatever. So I'm just only going to make these bases now with both bolt patterns in it. It's actually pretty, I like this idea. And for some people, this could work too if they've got some alternate mounting positions. So you buy these regular sliders, it'll have both these bolt patterns. But so moving forward, Calvert size bushings, just over 1 inch, like 1 inch 006. There's a whole video on these. That's not much to explain with that. That's the standard. That's what comes standard in the kit. If you, I'm working with somebody making them some stock size bushings for NBS, so look for that. That might be an option on the website moving forward. Hardware bag. So this is the standard hardware bag. 8 nuts, bolts, and washers. Actually 16 washers. 2 axle bolts, nylocks, washers, 5/8 pins, 5/8 chromoly tube, rather. It's not a pin, I guess, for keeping those bearings separated. That's your standard bolt bag. Those are the bolts for those. Additional bolts. These are the bolts that are going to bolt this bracket through these 4 bolt holes to the chassis. I made this bracket as close as I could, reverse engineering it from factory shackle pivots to get this thing in the stock position. The slider bolts in. This is how it's been designed in the computer, or how I've set it up. This bracket bolts in just like that. You can see you've got a tighter, shallower, I guess, radius here than on this side. I wanted to keep the strength up, so I made this bracket bigger on that side. That still gives you room. What's awesome, you have 3/4 inch adjustment holes, right? You can move that up on the frame rail to make the truck overall lower. You can also take this bracket, flip it over, and bolt that back onto the truck. So there is a lot of ride height variance with this bracket. I did not initially design it to be bolted on this way, but it does bolt on this way. And if you're doing a flip kit, like so you're going to take your perches off, put a new set of housing perches on, and put the spring under the housing, that's quite a bit of drop. So if you can't get the front end to drop the same amount of this back end, this is a viable option to make it so you can get your ride height where you want it. Keep in mind, this is like we're doing race car stuff, right? We're using different springs, we're using different front pivots, we're moving the springs around. Like there's a lot going on, so this has a lot of variation to make it possible to get your ride height where you're after it. So that's it. You're going to get 2 of those mounting brackets, 2 slider bodies, all your bolts and hardware, and that's it.